And after the union break, he said, "Let there be the photoelectric effect." Okay, so we're talking about the photoelectric effect, which is a Nobel Award-winning prize idea in the world of science. It came about through to one of the most famous scientists of all time within the world of physics, Albert Einstein. And this is actually what he won his Nobel Prize for. Not relativity, as some people think, although that is like a big deal. He actually won it for this. We'll talk about why this instead of that a little later on. So let's dive into this. It's kind of a wild ride here. So where we just came from was Max Planck had this idea that energy should be quantized, which was a crazy, ludicrous idea for the time. Well, we get some weird implications here. We have two arguments that are going to be made, and they're going to be made about light. We've already seen in this class that we can think of light as a particle, and we can think of light as a wave. Whenever we went back and we did optics, this was one of the points that came about. Ray optics was like, oh, look, our light's like a particle. We did wave optics, the interference effect, we saw it as a wave. Well, when we start looking at this, light as both particle and wave, two camps start to form here. The first camp is a wave theory camp. And in this wave theory camp, there was an idea. The idea is that if light is a wave, then the following two things should occur. The first thing that should occur is if the intensity of the light goes up, meaning we make it brighter, not more luminous, but we just make it brighter, then the number of electrons ejected should go up. And we should see higher energies as well. So if the intensity, and I'm just going to write a capital I for intensity, if the intensity goes up, the numbers of electrons that we'll see ejected should go up, and we should see higher energies as well. Their second idea here is that if you change the frequency, nothing happens. Or frequency does nothing. And what we're actually talking about here is a kind of weird experimental setup that was being argued about. Effectively, the idea was that if we shined light onto something, we should be able to excite some other particles. And we'll see this experimental setup after we see the second camp here. But this is the wave theory camp.